Yo boys, welcome to my first league racing video today in VLRC. Um, we're jumping right into our race. It's the first round of Division 5. Jumping right into our race, doing a hard medium strat. Something went wrong with the readying up people, but yeah, it is how it is. We just weren't focused that much for the start of the race. My foot was a bit nervous before the race, so that's quite annoying. But see if you can work with it. 5 red lights on now, and away we go. Pretty initial good start from P2, but the Alpha Alpine gets a better start, but I get a lag spike and just jump back a bit. And now down into P7, I get hit 2 times there. I got sent wide first, and then the Alfa Romeo hit me again. That killed all my momentum, and now down this straight we go. Alfa Romeo side by side with me. Now up to Oru, she hit me 2 times, and it killed all my momentum again. And now we're going down the grid. Already into P6, and P8 is coming for us. And here I sent it a bit, but here the Ferrari got spun around. That hit me, and I have to avoid it, but the McLaren was on the inside, of course, so he hit me again, and there he just turned in again, so now down to P7 again. There the Aston Martin goes for the move down the inside, and I have to avoid him, but the McLaren brakes late and just turns into me. He wasn't watching his mirrors, but yeah, pretty large front wing damage from that. And the Aston Martin here in front of me spins, so that's a free position again. Here you see me trying to figure out if I have damage. I couldn't see it at the time because I was a bit frustrated and tried to keep up with the guys in front. I was a bit weird driving with damage because I didn't do too much preparation for this race, but it's all fine. So he goes here. Pretty good momentum out of that corner. I was a bit lifting down the corner because I had damage here. I was checking my damage if it was on that I was boxing for it, but here he goes down the inside to McLaren, and I keep the inside there, and that kills his momentum on the apex, and we stay in front now onto the end of, or the beginning of lap 5, sorry. The McLaren overtook me on the straight, and we're in P6 still, and now we're fighting with the other McLaren up front, and we're in the DRS zone. Pretty easy overtake of first, overtake on enabled. He has DRS as well, going for the inside line here, braking a bit later than him, going for the apex, and that's up to P5. P4 right in front of us. Pretty good recovery. I was finding the grip a bit the first laps with the damage, but finally I got the grip, and now we're heading on to the Mercedes up next. He was pretty far ahead, and at this point I thought, no, I don't need to box for new damage or to switch for new front wing, because the damage was fine actually. I had good decent pace. But now heading on to lap 6, here at the DRS again, and the Mercedes went wide a bit up a row, so he had to lift. And now we're side by side before the DRS zone already, and now with the DRS we're just gonna blow away from the Mercedes. It's just incredible how powerful that DRS is. Yeah, now up to P4 again, end of lap 6. Alfa Romeo right in front of us. You can see that my battery in the bottom left is pretty empty, used a lot, but the Alfa Romeo went wide there a bit, and now we have the momentum up this straight. I had a bit of a slip out of the last corner, but now pretty late braking. The Alfa Romeo braking a bit late, he's struggling on these tires. Noku is now trying to stay ahead, but he won't for long because now I am in the DRS. Up Oruge we go, but yeah, that's a pretty unfortunate safety car for us. It didn't get that timed well, but yeah, we had to deal with it. We couldn't do anything about it, but yeah, shame. But now we want to. Now the dilemma: if we want to box or not. I think at this point I didn't want to box because mediums or the hards were not too old. They were actually fine after 8 laps, which was expected by me. But mediums were pretty stretch from lap 8. So the people who did box for medium, I think they had mind a two-stopper. But I thought that it wouldn't work, but I was considering this lap because I had damage. Maybe I will box. My tire percentage was pretty high, which you can see for a brief moment. And I decided still to box. Otherwise, I think I will be in the disadvantage. Now we need to get the turn in right as well. I think it doesn't matter because we'll drop down to last place, like, for sure. But perfect turn in, so no problem with that front wing change, which is pretty annoying. The damage was pretty unfortunate, but now we have loads more grip, so more pace in us, which is pretty good. Now heading out of the pits, of course. This moment, it was like last place, almost last place. It's pretty doable to recover from that. Ferrari there, what you can see, crashed, pretty unfortunate. But yeah, the comeback was pretty there. I think I had the pace. I think Division 5 wasn't that much pace, but now you can see the safety car going in at the end of lap 9, start of lap 10. And the restart from mine was pretty good. I knew they were gonna restart in the middle of my corner, but they can't do anything about it. They're just restarting when they want. My teammate left through a glitch in the game, I think so, or through his Xbox or through his PlayStation. Sorry. His game just shut off like multiple times during quali as well. So he started last place and then he got bumped off, I think so, and received a 10-second time penalty himself. And then you see this Red Bull just rapid on the straight. He's just blasting through me and just has so much lower wings than me. I think I ran a little bit higher downforce for sector 2 because it's one of the longest sectors. Maybe the longest sector on the calendar. But yeah, I had so much more pace during sector 2 than everybody else, but I couldn't overtake them that easily on the straight without help of DRS. Now, of course, DRS is pretty powerful around here because you have 2 DRS zones. But now going for the outside, and he taps me there a bit. Which sent me wide, so I couldn't go for the move there. It's pretty unfortunate because on the straights it won't work. I just can't overtake him. Look, I'm right behind him here and try to go for the move and he just pulls away again. No ERS usage by me, just pure speed, and it's just, yeah, incredible. Just, I think 4/10 maybe per straight, and it's, yeah, not doable to overtake that man. Otherwise he will spin, or I just follow him and try and overtake him through, to sector 2, and then I think I can pull a gap and he can't re-overtake me because I'm so fast in sector 2. Now I had momentum again, better exit, but he just pulls away again, and I didn't know why at the time. I knew he was on lower wings than me, but just so powerful. No DRS. Look, he's maybe using a bit of ERS, but I cannot even get close. He just pulls away 2/10 again on one straight. It's so powerful, but maybe a thing to look for the next time. But I was confident with this. I'm now going down for down the inside of this corner. I knew this was gonna be a good corner to overtake, and I get the move done. before the next corner, then a pretty big snap of oversteer on the car up front, and I decided not to go for the move here. I think it was pretty scary to go for it, and I think he would have turned in. Now I had a lot of lag spikes, and there I get my first warning, which is not that hard, but there I get squeezed on the inside. He brakes late and then he turns in again pretty hard. Maybe a bit of aggressive move, no problem at all. I think it gave me damage, or this gave me damage because he runs me completely off track, and that is pretty unfortunate. But we overtake him, we let us pass, and here, a pretty strange moment, Alfa Romeo just lags behind me and the McLaren up front. He just had like a massive lag spike. He just lags behind me, and the McLaren is pretty weird, but yeah, free position for us, I think so, but it's pretty unfortunate for him. Maybe he could have done more, but I think I would have overtaken him, like, no matter what, because he was pretty slow. And now going for the move onto the McLaren. I think I squeezed him a bit on this first entry, but he said it was no problem after a race show. Yep, good, good move. 2 moves done. So up to P3 again. After a pretty unfortunate start, and there is a safety car again. And now is the time we can box again for new set of medium tires and another front wing change, because our front wing was damaged again. 2 times damage now in one race. It's pretty unfortunate, but yeah, we could have done anything about those 2 times. Maybe the first time a bit too aggressive at some points, but got unlucky as well. But I've shown some pretty decent race pace, so I think I'm only gonna lose 2 or 3 positions if no one has damage as well. So it would be nice if no one has damage, but if someone has damage, um, yeah, it's an incident that's not nice in the league, but it happens also to me. But it's a free position for us. You can see it like that as well. But I'm deciding if I going to box here, because the damage wasn't too bad again. But I'm pushing really hard at this point to go into the pit. Um, just under my delta, just staying under my delta. And here you can see me go into the pit lane. I set the box this lap, and we're going into the pit lane for our second stop at this time, which is pretty unfortunate. It's not a strat around here. I wouldn't want to go for it as well, but just unfortunate moments for me and for the rest of the drivers. Only 10 drivers from the 13 left in this session. So front wing change again, second time in this race. Noku, the Alfa Romeo, just goes past, and I think that McLaren had damage as well. But they both went for soft tires, which is pretty interesting strat, because they had to do 7 laps on softs, and these softs are just normally dropping off like in lap 2 or 3 after you pitted. They're like dropping off crazy. It's pretty hard drop off, and at this time I couldn't understand why they boxed. And maybe you see me in the top left moving up a place again. I moved up 1 place. And that's because one guy spun under the safety car, so I moved up again. But now P3, pretty poor restart, kept in front of the McLaren on softs. That's pretty good to do, actually. I think so. It was a pretty good thing to stay in front of him. I didn't think he had the pace with me. I'm on pretty new mediums, of course. Yeah. Then the Alfa Romeo just passes the Alpine on the first corner, and now we need to stay with the Alpine for as long for not as long as possible, but we need to overtake him as fast as possible, I wanted to say, and need to get close to the Alfa Romeo and don't let him get away too big, because he is on those softs and they are good for 2 laps but not more. So he needs to gain like crazy amount of time to us, will he win this race? And there I had a leg spike again, as I would say, but that killed his momentum or something, but I don't know what happened there, but no matter what, we're going for the beautiful overtake here around the outside, which turns to the inside. Pretty close battle, but fair. And I get the move done around the outside. He is on old hearts, and it's not looking good for him. I think he's gonna drop off a bit more, but he has lower wings, so if he's gonna try it again here around my outside, I leave the space here. He runs a little bit wide, then he comes back onto the track, and then he runs me off space, and I have to get like very wide, and I lose 3 positions by now, and I get a penalty as well, which pretty unfortunate penalty, but I think it's gonna get removed after the session. But yeah, it's a pretty yeah, fortunate situation. He runs me off space. I think he didn't see me. I've already thought I would have left him room or just braked earlier or something like that, but he just ran me out of space, and it's just, yeah, not a clean drive, clean move by him, but we have to work with it now. 1.7 is the gap up front. I'm losing on the straight, obviously, because of the low wings they are running. And I'm trying at this point. I'm still on those new mediums. I'm gaining like crazy. It's a 1.8 was it at the beginning of the straight, and now like 4 corners later it's a 1.2. I'm gaining all the time. Every single corner I'm driving, I'm gaining time through this guys on low wings. And I'm on new mediums as well, showing good pace all weekend long. So it shouldn't be a problem to overtake these guys. I went a bit wide here, but every time I get wide here, I just make the most of it and just gain time again. And now we're within the DRS, gained a second per lap to these guys, losing on the straight obviously here in sector 3. But I gained still like a second on 1 lap. And if I do that every single lap, I will get the victory. Because the front pack is pretty close, and those softs from the leading Alfa Romeo will drop off. They are dropping off now, I think so already, and going down the inside of this corner from the Red Bull. He tries to switch back, but I have just a better momentum on the outside, newer tires, and that's us off a place again. Now looking forward to the McLaren again. I think maybe the 3rd time we need to overtake in this race. Red Bull pretty rapid on the straight, but we are using our battery and going for the same move as I did earlier this race on him and get it done again. Pretty clean racing, I think. I did all race long, pretty consistent, but yeah. The Alfa Romeo now up front, or sorry, the Alpine now up front. He is pretty far away still. He was 1.2, I think so, away. But now getting closer all the time to the Alpine. 3/10 now, and he runs wide, and I didn't want flashback, so I was just staying back. I could have gone for the move, I think, a bit earlier, but yeah, I wouldn't want flashbacks. I just want to overtake him just a bit easier than last time he ran me off space. I could have gone for it here, but I decided to turn off my overtake button and wait for it. He was flashing, I saw here, and he was below 10% ERS. He brakes a bit too late for comfort, but the Alfa Romeo is struggling on these tires. Only 3 laps remaining with DRS here. I'm going for the move fastest lap set, and now going for the move. He was braking late, and I decided to go for this switchback here. A bit of wheel banging, but we get the move done. A beautiful switchback there. And now the Alfa Romeo up front. He was slow all lap long. He like lost 2 seconds, and that just shows how bad the softs are around this track. I am now within the space of 3 corners maybe gained 5 tenths, and he has a big tank slapper there on that exit. I'm going for the inside, and he taps me there, and he makes a like, yeah, I don't know what move it is, but they collide, and now we're in first place by a big gap. And I think the guy in front of me told us after the race he had damage from that. It's, yeah, it's a pretty. I think they are both wrong. I think the Alpine was coming in a bit too hot, um, and the Alfa Romeo turned in a bit too early. I think it's just a racing incident what happened there, but now moving on to lap 22 of the 22, no one behind me, going for through the chicane one last time, and now heading onto the straight, a bit of a slap, but we're winning the race now. Beautiful race, boys. I think pretty unfortunate situations. Could have got a bit more luck, but it wasn't on our side. But um, the gods wouldn't want me to win, but I still did. Showed dominance this race, I think. So came back like 3 times from crashes and spins. It's an impressive drive. So I got invited to the third division as well, which video is coming up soon. Yeah, excited about that. Won the race, and if you want to join the league, this league where I am in, just click the link in the bio. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.